Let's see if President Trump condemns the Secret Service's failure to stop Thomas Matthew Crooks, the shooter who tried to kill him. The Secret Services were alerted that Thomas Matthew Crooks was on the roof 26 minutes before he fired shots at the former president.
Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday.
The love has been undeniable. The love has been undeniable.
As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened. And you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing.
Very, very lucky. He's just about to say that he's, when he heard a very loud whizzing
sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood.
Okay, his initial response is that of shock and surprise. Anyone would have reacted the exact same way. You heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit him really, really hard. And he surmised that it was a bullet. Most people wouldn't describe the sound of a bullet as a whizzing sound. They would describe it as a loud bang. That's what people think of when they hear the sound of a gun being fired, not saying that a bullet grazing past your ear wouldn't sound like a whizzing sound, because it does sound like a whizzing sound, just that most people associate the sound of a bullet with a very loud bang.
Just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage.
Okay. Let's see if Donald Trump addresses the Secret Service's failure to neutralize the shooter 26 minutes before he shot the president. That's when the Secret Services were alerted by the public that there was a man climbing to a roof with a rifle 150 yards away from where the president would be speaking.
These are great people at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet in a certain way I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that.
It was definitely God. It was definitely God that saved you, Trump. Make no mistake. Trust me. It was definitely God. Because the Secret Services were not doing anything about it.
The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant,
Yep.
the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together.
He brought up God as the reason why he's still alive today, because if he had not moved his head at the last instant, he would have died. I'm not someone who likes to easily attribute things to divine intervention, but in this case, I can see what he's saying. I personally think if the Secret Services had done their job 26 minutes before, when they were informed that there's a man with a rifle on the roof, then Trump wouldn't have needed God to intervene.
Incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and when even a single bullet is fired, just a single bullet, and we had many bullets that were being fired,
That's true.
crowds run for the exits or stampede, but not in this case. It's very unusual. This massive crowd of tens of thousands of people stood by and didn't move an inch. In fact, many of them bravely but automatically stood up looking for where the sniper would be. They knew immediately it was a sniper, and then began pointing at him. You can see that if you look at the group behind me. That was just a small group.
Wow.
Compared to what was in front.
Trump, they were pointing at him 26 minutes ago. Your Secret Services knew that there was a man with a rifle on the roof pointing at you for 26 minutes and didn't do nothing until you were shot at. I mean, some things are just common sense, guys. Trump, you need to address the Secret Services. You need to address them. Instead of praising them, address them. What the hell happened?
Nobody ran, and by not stampeding, many lives were saved. But that isn't the reason that they didn't move. The reason is that they knew I was in very serious trouble. They saw it. They saw me go down. They saw the blood and thought, actually most did, that I was dead. They knew it was a shot to the head. They saw the blood. And there's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happens with the ears, they bleed more than any other part of the body. For
I didn't actually know that.
whatever reason, the doctors told me that. And I said, why is there so much blood? He said, it's the ears. They bleed more. So we learned something, but they just, this beautiful crowd, they didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me. And you can see that love written all over their faces. Incredible people.
And that's one thing you can say about Trump supporters. They are loyal to him. They are loyal to him. And that was proof. That assassination attempt was proof that they are loyal to him.
They're incredible people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them.
Yeah, they didn't have to be in dangerous territory. They just had to listen to the reports that came in 26 minutes ago and done something about it.
By a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out.
I don't know why people are clapping. This was a horror show. It would have been much better to have arrested the guy before he fired a single bullet 26 minutes before and interrogated him to find out who hired him and why he wanted to kill the former president. Instead, Trump's life was put in danger and 3 other people, one unfortunately died and the other 2 were in critical condition, but apparently not anymore. No one should have died or put in danger if the Secret Services responded to the reports 26 minutes before the shooting. All this could have been prevented. All of it. But it wasn't. Why? That's what I want to know.
I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
Yeah, you definitely are not supposed to be here, mate. Not according to the Secret Services, you're not.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
I believe that too, because it looks like even the Secret Services were working against Trump.
In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment. Probably was. When I rose surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great sorrow. I could see that on their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over. But I could see it. I wanted to do something to let them know I was okay. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting, and started shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." Thank you.
That was a moment, guys. You can't deny. That was a moment. That was a moment.
Once my clenched fist went up, and it was high into the air. You've all seen that. The crowd realized I was okay and roared with pride for our country like no crowd I have ever heard before.
That's that picture there. That's gonna go down in history as one of those moments, you know.
Never heard anything like it.
You know what just came to my mind? Let me put my tinfoil hat on for a second. Just hear me out for a sec. If indeed the Secret Services were working against Trump, Trump shouting "fight, fight, fight, fight" could have easily been the very thing that saved his life. Who's to say the Secret Services, after escorting him out of the stage, they wouldn't have finished the job in the car or at another location, and then released a report saying that the president was actually shot multiple times and he died later from the injuries he sustained. Trump shouting "fight" signaled to the world that he was coherent and he hadn't sustained any other major injuries. Just a theory, guys. Just a theory.
For the rest of my life, I will be grateful for the love shown by that giant audience of patriots that stood bravely on that fateful evening in Pennsylvania. Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow Americans, Corey, comparator, unbelievable person, everybody tells me. Unbelievable. And seriously wounded, two other great warriors, spoke to them today, David Dutch and James Copenhaver, two great people.
If only the Secret Service had done their job, people didn't have to die. They didn't have to die.
I also spoke to all three families of these tremendous people. Our love and prayers are with them, and always will be. We're never going to forget them. They came for a great rally. They were serious Trumpsters, I want to tell you. They were serious Trumpsters and still are. But Corey, unfortunately, we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody. Was accompanied by his wife, Helen, incredible woman. I spoke to her today, devastated, and two precious daughters. He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a
Rest in peace, Corey. Rest in peace. He was trying to save his family.
fine man he was.
He doesn't address it, guys. He doesn't condemn the Secret Services for not stopping the shooter 26 minutes before he fired. Why? We'll never know. Just like so many other things that have happened historically that the government never offered a sufficiently good enough explanation for, and as a result, it created people that they like to call conspiracy theorists. Not responding to reports of a man on the roof with a rifle 26 minutes before he fired at the president is not just negligence. I'm sorry, but it isn't. It's not just negligence. It shows intent. It shows purpose. You don't ignore something like that. You just don't. All right? And guys, you can, search for this online, but there's plenty of videos showing people, alerting the Secret Services.
Look, they're all pointing.
Look at this video.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than other people. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and
at
millions
that.
of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher
He's
than
up now.
it happens.
He went right on the roof again.
Up here.
Anyways, guys, there's plenty of videos out there. You can check it. People clearly saying that they reported it to the authorities, to the Secret Services, to the police, and nothing was done about it. So, yeah, it's not just negligence, okay? This was ignored on purpose for whatever reason. We'll never know, and I don't think they will ever tell us. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys? Peace.